Speaker, and I thank the gentleman from Iowa, my good friend, Mr. King, for yielding me the balance of his time this evening. Mr. Speaker, today I rise to honor Reverend Wilbert Austin of Waco, Texas, who passed away on June 19, 2017. Wilbert grew up poor in a small shack on the southern part of Waco in a racially segregated area called Sandtown. His father was a day laborer who picked cotton for a living, while his mother was a laundress and cafe worker. Wilbert used to play by the old rendering plant that was next to the cemetery in Sandtown. Even in their poverty, Wilbert's parents were able to raise 5 children. His meager upbringing is something that would shape him for the rest of his life and molded him into a great servant for the Waco community. During his life, Wilbert worked many jobs, including working for a glass bottle manufacturer, Owen, Illinois, and as a leader for the local chapter of the NAACP. During his time at the NAACP, he was known for advocating for civil rights in Waco. Always seeking to make Waco a better place, he would often make sure that children and families had a safe place to play and enjoy by keeping out drug dealers, doing so on a face-to-face basis if needed. Wilbert was passionate and a passionate advocate for his Christian faith and decided to share his faith in the pulpit. He became a pastor of Moody's Peaceful Rest Baptist Church, where he would serve for 38 years. He was known to his congregation and around Waco as someone with a servant's heart. Wilbert would mow lawns for the elderly and would collect gift cards at Christmas to distribute to needy families. In 1974, Wilbert led an effort to change local city government that made him an important part of Waco's history. In the 1950s, the city had adopted an at-large district system after an African-American individual nearly won a city council seat. As a result of his tireless and dedicated efforts, Waco dropped the at-large system and divided its city into 5 districts, with each district having a single elected representative. His perseverance changed the at-large system because it did not fairly represent the electoral choices of the African-American areas of Waco. Though he never believed he would run for city council, Wilbert's desire to serve eventually led him to campaign for a seat. Wilbert showed great perseverance as he ran for city council 5 times, ultimately winning a seat in 2006. He went on to serve as a councilman for District 1 for 11 years before having to step down earlier this year due to declining health. Today's Waco is a diverse and inclusive city because of his community service. Wilbert was also a devoted and loving husband to his late wife of 50 years, Annie Pearl Austin, who passed away of cancer in 2012. Annie was supportive of her husband's efforts to help Waco and would often tell her children, no matter what or why he's out in the public, always love your dad and support him. Wilbert and Annie were blessed with 5 children, and they were the grandparents of 10 grandchildren. During the last years of his life, Wilbert fought a battle with cancer that he ultimately lost. Throughout his battle, he never lost sight of where he was going. In a farewell address at his retirement party recently, Wilbert stated, "I'm all packed up. When you hear of my passing, don't grieve for me. I'm just another soldier going home to be with the Lord." Mr. Speaker, Wilbert Austin worked tirelessly to better our Central Texas community and did so by serving his congregation, his community, reducing crime, and serving in elected office. He is loved by our community, and he certainly left an enduring impression on the greater Waco area. He will be forever remembered as a community leader, a pastor, a civil rights activist, a servant, a husband, a father, a grandfather, and a friend. My wife Gina and I offer our deepest and heartfelt condolences to the Austin family. We also lift up the family and friends of Wilbert Austin in our prayers. I have requested that a United States flag be flown over the United States Capitol to honor the life and legacy of Reverend Wilbert Austin. As I close today, I urge all Americans to continue praying for our country during these difficult times, for our military men and women who protect us from external threats, and for our first responders who protect us here at home. Thank you. Mr. I rise today to honor General Joe Hanover of Woodway, Texas, who passed away on May 22, 2017. Joe was born in McGregor, Texas on February 10, 1918. He grew up in a farming community and attended grade school in Wheelock before graduating from Franklin High School in 1938. Wheelock was a special place to Joe because it is where he met the love of his life, Lucille, in the first grade. During his high school years in Franklin, Joe became interested in engineering, an interest that would guide much of the rest of his life. Upon graduation from high school, Joe went to Texas A&M University in College Station, where he would go on to earn a Bachelor of Civil Engineering degree in 1940. In 1941, Joe married Lucille and started his engineering career by working for the Texas Highway Department in Hearne. World War II interrupted Joe's early career and family life as he was called into active duty in 1941. Joe was commissioned into the U.S. Army 10 months prior to Pearl Harbor and still carried his original orders to deport to Camp Wallace, Texas, until the day he passed away. During his service in World War II, Joe served in the European theater, notably in Belgium and France. He served in the 54th Coastal Artillery, a division that had 3,000 African-American soldiers in it. At the conclusion of the war, Joe was given command of a German prisoner of war camp in Marseille, France. In an interview with a local newspaper, Joe was quoted by saying, "I started as a commander of black soldiers fighting against the world's greatest racist, Adolf Hitler, and finished as the commander of a prison holding German soldiers who had tried to carry out Hitler's plans." Joe's enlistment lasted 5 years, and he was given orders to go home in February of 1946. He also joined the Army Reserve, from which he retired in 1971 with the rank of Brigadier General. When he returned to the United States, he went back for the Texas Highway Department, embarking on a career that would last for more than 35 years. He worked on numerous projects throughout the state and is best known in College Station for overseeing the completion of the University Drive overpass. On the 50-year anniversary of the opening of that structure, the city of College Station declared March 21st of each year going forward to be Joe Hanover Day. Texas A&M played a large role in Joe's life, and he's known for his great love of the university. He regularly attended Fightin' Texas Aggie sporting events, especially baseball and football games. When recounting the best days of his life, Joe would routinely tell you that the day he married Lucille and the day he was baptized were the two greatest days of his life. Mr. Speaker, Joe Hanover fought in the service of our country and worked tirelessly to better the Bryan College Station area. He is loved by our community and certainly left an enduring impression on the Brazos Valley. He will be forever remembered as a hero, community leader, husband, and a friend. My wife Gina and I offer our deepest and heartfelt condolences to the Hanover family. We also lift up the family and friends of Joe Hanover in our prayers. I have requested that a United States flag be flown over the Capitol to honor the life and legacy of General Joe Hanover. As I close today, I urge all Americans to continue praying for our country during these difficult times, for our military men and women who protect us from external threats, and from our first responders who protect us